I was thinking about that grave digging scene, from the Frankenstein movies. Every single one of them shows Dr. Frankenstein picking all the best body parts, except for one. He gets the torso, the head, the limbs, but skips right over the dick. I mean, if a monster is being made in your own image, you're going to want it to be proportional. A mirrored copy of yourself. I know if I would be digging up in the servant graveyard because my monster is going to be packing heat. Just like his old man. I'm not going to be showing up to the scientific community with a little dick monster. They'd start calling me Lil Frankie. Ghosts love haunting mansions, hotels, and shipwrecks. But can you imagine having to haunt a double-wide trailer? It would be the easiest thing to haunt, especially since they would take themselves out in far more creative ways. They'd be shoving forks into sockets, leaving the gas on near an open crack pipe, and wrestling bears. You just stand around as they basically haunt themselves into the afterlife. But rich ghosts would give you a hard time for the trailer you're having to haunt. They'd float in pompous as hell. Oh, pish posh. You don't even have a piss pot. You truly are the lesser of all evils. Is that a bear? Then a bear rolls by as some shirtless dude chases it with a lit crack pipe and they both explode. Then the rich ghosts are like, at least our victims had class when they died. And then they float back outside, noses so high they're bending over backwards. If I had a trailer, I would make it my mission to ensure they live long enough to become the next Beverly Hillbillies. I'd be opening windows. You need proper ventilation when making meth. They'd get mad. Damn it, Earl, that window keeps open and letting all the good fumes out. I'd even swap baby formula for the whiskey that they put in their fucking bottles. The baby just cries, though. This don't taste like mommy no more. But mostly I'd be pulling dicks out of places they shouldn't be in. Couch cushions, shotgun barrels, and siblings. I'd be so good at keeping them alive, it would count as my penance for getting into heaven. After one of them learns cats do not microwave, I'd earn my wings. But they'd make me a guardian angel of the same fucking family. I'd just be screaming, do you have any idea how stupid these people are? I'm just saying, if you had to haunt anything, don't haunt a trailer. Can you imagine being super old and then becoming a vampire? You're not just buying a coffin. You're buying a Tempur-Pedic coffin. Imagine picking your sleep zone number for 10,000 years. Your feet are so eternally sore, you've gone through thousands of Dr. Scholl's inserts. And then you transform into a bat. But you forget about your saggy vampire balls. One's bigger than the other, making you zip around like a drunk parade balloon, bouncing off church steeples, just this sad little thump, 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 as they smack every rooftop. Every landing is just one giant teabag. You'd have to braid your balls just to walk. Stoop too fast, you're wrapped around a lamppost, dangling like a sad grandfather clock, just squealing, somebody help untangle me. And just when you think you're in the clear, Van Balsing, the vampire taint hunter, yanks you out of the sky like a dog on a leash. He stares you down and goes, hey Dracula, you forgot to talk this. Then he slices off your nuts, has them chromed, hanging off his horse-drawn F-150. I think we agree. Harry Potter's enough Halloween connections, witches, wizards, that it works for the theme that we're going for. I want to see HBO expand on the lives of lesser-known Harry Potter characters. Like my favorite character, Hagrid's dad. Because Hagrid is half human and half giant. Because his dad, that man, that manly man, looked up at a 25-foot tall giantess with the biggest booty he had ever seen and said, yeah, I can make that work. Guys, Hagrid exists, which means this actually happened. But how the hell does a human even impregnate a giant? I mean, proportionally speaking, how? I have some theories. Maybe he dove in head first, like a salmon at the end of its life cycle. Maybe he swung in there like Indiana Jones. Or maybe giants have vaginas on their feet, and he latched on like a koala using corn for leverage. Give her a little bit of athlete's foot. Sorry, my personal fetish leaked into this joke. You know, being a koala banging giant vagina ankles. You know that niche category that we're all talking about? Or maybe he went full wizard perversion, hit himself with a little known enlargement charm, Ejaculiosa. Then with the most unearned confidence, walked around town slinging dick. Fresh dick, magically enhanced, taking all challengers. Then from behind, a giant Gina Carano walks up being like, fee, fi, fo, duck, I smell a wizard I'd like to fuck. Don't act like you wouldn't watch the prequel, Hagrid's dad, the real chosen one. Hey, Rowling made giant sex canon. I just gave it a wand. So I'll leave you guys with this story. I was at a horror convention and accidentally complimented a burn victim on what I thought was the best Freddy Krueger costume I had ever seen. Yeah, I was just enjoying all the Hellraisers, the Jasons, and the Krugers. All half-assed if you ask me, though. Rubber nails, department store jackets, and spirit Halloween masks. But then I saw him. The crowning achievement in special effects makeup. I had to compliment the guy. I just sauntered up. Dude, that looks amazing. He looked confused. Amazing? Yeah, your Freddy Krueger costume. It looks so real. Dude, like Hollywood should hire you. Then he looked disheartened. I'm not wearing a costume. And my heart sank. I was actually in a house fire. I had so many emotions crashing together. You know, jealousy, remorse, and the realization I will never be that dedicated to the craft. I apologized, and he was cool about it and said, oh, I get that all the time at these horror conventions. And in my head, like, well, why'd you let me go so long complimenting you then? Yeah, it turns out, at first he was bothered by it, since it just kept happening. But now he just enjoys making people feel awkward and squirm for his amusement. I mean, the motherfucker definitely earned making people feel weird. If you're going to compliment the motherfucker, that's what I would do. If I suffer that much and you're like, great Freddy Krueger, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make you feel like shit.